as part of mainland China, you were impacted by the COVID-19, at that point, epidemic, as early as January, and then it gradually built up to the country shutting down for several weeks in late January into early February. But also China, including your market, has led what we hope is the recovery by reopening, and over the last almost now 2 months, business gradually building, not to normal, but perhaps towards normal. So it's quite an interesting story. Could you open up by telling me a little bit about your experience over these various phases and where you are today?
Guangzhou has been one of the cities that's been resuming to work, one of the very first cities that's been resuming back to work in February. And the center has only been closed for about 14 days, which is 2 weeks. I do think the most difficult time has passed, and the city is gradually picking up its speed and gradually getting back to normal. And our business is also picking up as we speak. In the first 2 weeks of March, we've been experiencing normal pace of inquiries. And the second 2 weeks of March, it has been slowed down a little bit due to the breakout globally. But in the first week of April, we do see our effort that we spent in late February and March has come to a reward. We will be signing quite a few clients in April, even though we are in a very tough economy right now. We still have demands from various clients. Clients don't want to spend a lot in their capex. They want to focus on their cash flow, spending wisely. Therefore, we become their preferred option. There are still a few big names, big MNCs inquiring with us. Surprisingly, we have another inquiry from HSBC, and then we just signed and secure a Standard Charter, which they will move in after the May holiday. So those big banks, they're the smart guys. They know how to invest wisely. Therefore, we're there to give them the right solution.
Yeah, because what we're seeing in China concurrently, and it's not been stopped or delayed, is the deregulation and the opening up of the banking and investment banking sector to the global banking community. And in China, that's driving a lot of change. So now foreign banks can have a 100% foreign-owned operation in China, which is driving lots of change. And you've signed with Standard Chartered, and HSBC, that's news to me, so that's great. Great to hear that. They're a client of ours here in Hong Kong as well. We've also been in communication with some of the other big ones. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are in discussions for space as well. And I guess that underpins the idea that even as we work our way through the very significant impacts of the pandemic, there will be business and there will be a future after the pandemic. And like you said, the smartest of the companies are preparing for that. The use of flexible office, I think that that's going to be quite a strong product in these next few months, because the idea that signing a permanent lease for 3 to 5 years with a landlord in uncertain times is, I think, going to be quite a difficult choice for companies. Signing something that's flexible will be much easier. Are you seeing that with the demand flow that you're dealing with?
Yes, it's been very obvious. Even though we are in the most landmark buildings in Guangzhou, some of the traditional office landlords, they are trying to do similar things. For example, they are trying to lease the space in smaller size. In the past, they used to lease space 1,000 square meter or more. Right now, they can accept 200 square meter, 300 square meter, and trying to be more as flexible as they can. But what they can't provide to the client is that they cannot provide a short-term lease as flexible as us. And also, each client has different demands, and the reason why clients prefer to choose TEC as opposed to the small spaces in land law is that we provide a sense of security to our members. We clean thoroughly every day. We take temperatures. We provide our clients with gloves, sanitizers, all the protective items that they can get. And also, we have very strict entry into our center. So everyone that came in has to come in to the same gate, and we check thoroughly to make sure they're healthy. If they are opting for traditional space, those they have to do it themselves. And a lot of the business, they rather focus their efforts on developing new clients, developing new business, rather than the administrative related issues.
And I think that's a common misconception. People think that our industry is only about space, and that's just the beginning of the story. We're a flexible office space provider, but we do a huge amount of business support for our member clients. It's a time of change for you as well.
Yes, we have a very exciting project, the Numinous Space by Henderson Land. It's one of the very first premium Henderson Land project in mainland China. And it's a mixed-use complex with shopping centers. It's an amazing project because we haven't had a center in the outer part of the city. And we still have a lot of business that prefer to be in the older part of the city, such as pharmaceutical related business, and also a lot of the trading companies. And they want to be in a better building. And the Henderson Land building in that district is the only new project in the next 5 years in that district. So there are a lot of the good quality companies in that area wants to be in a better building with better services. So I think we have a great opportunity in securing a lot of the pharmaceutical related business in that center.
You're expanding at the same time as a lot of our competition. The co-working part of our industry is closing down and reducing their exposure to the market. What do you think is the differentiating factor of why the executive center is successful and can grow at a time when other operators in the industry are reversing?
I do see a lot of the business are closing, a lot of our competitors are closing down some of their centers in the city. Some of the big players, they've been expanding rapidly in the past few years. They've been expanding their footprint, but they haven't been focusing on the sales part of the business. Therefore, a lot of their centers have been vacant for more than a year, or some of them, since they opened, they never got over 30% occupancy. So in this model, I think the flexible office solution is in demand, but a lot of our competitors are overexpanded in the past couple of years. But we, with TEC, we only expand to the best quality buildings, and we do a lot of research, and we do see demand in that area, then we expand. So we expand wisely. And I think service quality and overall experience of the clients in the centers are also differentiating us from our competitors. Our competitors might just provide an office space. We provide services. We know what the clients want. We give them solutions such as accounting services. We even help their kids to find international schools. So we're more than just an office space operator. We are in a service industry. So I think that's another factor that's differentiating us and the competitors. And thirdly, due to this COVID-19, because we're in the best buildings, we have the most strict access into the building. So people actually feel very safe being with TEC compared to our competitors. Our competitors are in an average building. Anyone can get in, anyone can get out, and they don't necessarily provide the necessary protective items to their members. So they might not feel very safe working there.
Yeah. It's a very interesting series of points, the focus on service, the focus on high quality, and how that differentiates. How have you been managing our team, and how have you, through our team, been taking care of our membership over these last few months?
Our center's been deeply cleaned very frequently. So first of all, our team members, they actually feel safe working in their offices, and then they can provide the best service to our members. And the team has been actually surprisingly positive about our current situation. They all think the most difficult time has passed, and we will be recovering, hopefully, with some luck, in Q3 this year. And because of this incident, a lot of our competitors has actually closed down, and we've actually quite luckily secured some of their members, their clients, and get them into our center. So, which gives the team full confidence that we're different, we're here to last. And our teams believe in their own product. When they sell to the clients can feel it. They really think we are the best product in the market, and that actually pass on to the client. And the team has to work harder and smarter than our competitors, and also thinking outside the box to get new clients is the key. So I'm very, very proud of my team.
You're running this large business in southern China, competitive marketplace, a fast-growing market, and yet you're also an individual. You have your family. How have you been finding the balance between your work life as a mini CEO of one of our major markets, and then you come home and you're a mother and a wife? How has that been over these last few weeks and months with COVID?
It really has not been easy. It really, my kids are quite young. My older son just turned 3, and my girl is a year and a half. So there's not much age gap between them. So they fight all the time. They've been crying in the household, and they can't get out. So not easy. But due to this event, this incident, I got to spend more time with my kids, knowing them, knowing their temper, knowing what the trigger point is. Got to hug them, hold them, spend some intimate time with them. So there's always a silver lining, so a bright side of everything. Coping with work and the kids are definitely tiring, but I'm enjoying every single minute of it.
Thank you very much, Cindy, for catching up with me today. And on behalf of all of us here at the Executive Center, we appreciate your efforts, your leadership. We very much appreciate your entire team's efforts, their dedication, and absolutely the excellent way that you together have managed our business in your market since the beginning of the year and into the second quarter. It's a testament to the strength of the team that you have, and I suppose the resilience of our product.